Here's a short clip from the Barber Shop.
Landon Harvey's in the studio with me, one of America's youngest working ventriloquists, and he's right here at Silver Dollar City performing through the 4th of July at the Star Spangled Summer. Welcome, Landon. Good to have you back in the studio.
Hi, Jim. I'm happy to be back. It's fantastic.
Now, how has it been going? You've been out there for a few weeks now at the park and doing your show. Tell me what you've learned, what you like, what's exciting, and what's happening out there.
We've had a lot of fun. You know, I brought some extra puppets, so every once in a while I'll switch out a puppet or add one to the show, and we're on the Tom and Huck stage over at Silver Dollar City, and it's an outside venue, and it's been very different from what I'm used to, and it's a lot of room for growth, of course, as an entertainer and doing outside shows, and we've had a lot of fun doing it. We've had small crowds, we've had giant crowds, and it's been a lot of fun doing the audience involvement routines where the puppet calls up a person and we involve them into the show. And it's called my one-man variety show because it's me doing all the voices and everything else. But we really strive to have an interactive comedy experience, and we've had a lot of fun doing it so far.
All right, now let's back up. First, you're from Texas.
Yes, yeah.
Plano?
Plano, yeah.
Plano, Texas.
Plano.
And Plano, how big of a town is Plano, Texas?
Oh, it's, I don't even know in numbers. It's not, it was big back in its day, but now it's trumped by Frisco and just other areas that are just on the outward and growing.
Okay. I grew up in a fairly small town. It was the second largest city in South Dakota, but it was still small. I didn't know anyone who did ventriloquism. When you started out, did you know other ventriloquists, or who was your mentors?
I didn't really know anything about the art other than I was inspired by a ventriloquist named Dennis Lee, and he had done a program for Red Ribbon Week at my elementary school. Yeah. And I remember watching him on stage, and his sets and the puppets and
his Nana Pudding, right?
Nana Pudding, yeah. And his puppets were made by Verna Finley, which was one of the big puppet creators in the Vent community. And I was just amazed by everything I had seen there, and it really it was magic for me, and it brought me into the art at such a young age.
And how old were you at that time?
I was 6 years old.
6 years old, folks. Okay. And now you're what, 8? No.
Yeah. Now in November I'll be 21.
Cha-ching. All right. Party time. No.
Yeah, really.
Well, that's
me and a bunch of puppets.
That's how it is. Well, listen, I'm really proud of you. I'm glad you got to be out here and have this experience. I can't wait. I promise I'm going to get out to see your show before you're all done. Your final performance is when? After the 4th?
July 4th is my final day.
And you're doing how many shows a day?
We're doing 4 shows a day.
At the Tom and Huck stage.
Tom and Huck stage,
yeah. Outdoor stage. I have friends that work out there in the park, too, and they tell me that they've been by to see your show and they love it.
Oh, great.
And it's really a fun way for you to interact with the audience. I've seen lots of pictures on the internet, too, of audience members that like to pose with your characters.
Yeah. I always offer at the end of the show for people to come up and take photos with the puppets, and it's always such a neat thing because it started with just being kids, and then we had adults come out, and I've since added different puppets too, which has helped. I think I have a puppet for every age range of audience member.
Tell me some of the puppets that you have.
Yeah, we've got Scooter, who's like the traditional ventriloquist figure puppet. I feel like as a ventriloquist, I have to have that. And I've got Bill the Zombie, which is great for teenagers and that kind of age range. He's got a little different humor there, but relevant. And we've got Mervyn Young, who's the self-acclaimed ladies' man. He was on the show last time I was here with you, Jim. And he's the one that's in most of the photos because he has a big audience involvement bit that we use to end the show. So we've got a lot of fun cast members that
Mervyn was on the show last time. He could be on the show again today because this is radio. They can't see us.
Well, exactly. Yeah, he might be coming in here in a minute. Who knows?
Okay, all right. I have a new character that I actually started using in my show that Landon created for me, and his name is Cozy. I call him Cozy Blanket, and he's an old musician. He was in the very first show here in Branson, the Harry Knobbers, long before they were the Bald Knobbers, but people love him. I actually talk about you in my show about how you're performing out at the park, and that you created this character, and then I bring him out and I do a little routine with him, and people really like it. So
that's
thank
awesome.
you.
Well,
thank you for that.
Well, thank you. And I got to see you live at Shepherd of the Hills, and I really enjoyed it. And you actually brought him out, and it was so neat to see him as part of your show. I'm honored.
Yeah, every day he comes out and he's going, "Where's Landon? Where's Landon?" And he says, "Well, if Landon's not here, whose hand is up my back?" We won't go into details on that, folks, but it's fun to be a ventriloquist and talk to yourself for a living. I do that kind of on the radio now, too. But Edgar Bergen did it for a career years ago with Charlie McCarthy and Mortimer Snerd. So he was a big influence for a lot of ventriloquists. A lot of ventriloquists have come out of Texas, a lot of famous ventriloquists.
Yes.
Name me a few.
Oh, we have Ron Lucas, Terry Fader, Jeff Dunham, Jay Johnson, I believe. That's just, the cream of the crop right there. So
I know, and a lot of them were all from Dallas area there.
Yeah.
Now, you made puppets for Terry Fader, right?
I have, yeah. I've worked with Terry on some different characters.
That's cool. And every year, folks, there's an international ventriloquist convention in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, where the Vent Haven Museum is. And it's the world's largest collection of ventriloquist memorabilia. About 500-600 people from all over the world gather, and they celebrate the art of ventriloquism. Many of the professionals come in, and they do workshops to help the younger ventriloquists perform. You have been there since you were young, and now you're actually going to be doing a workshop this year, right?
Yes, I am.
With Bob Rumba.
Yes.
And Bob has performed here in Branson as Ed Sullivan, really big shoe. And tell me a little bit about what you're going to be teaching the folks at the convention.
Yeah, well, Bob and I have been friends for, it feels like forever, but it's only been a few years. But I've built puppets for Bob, and he's a big creative source for me.
A couple years with Bob does feel like forever, doesn't it?
Yeah, and so, we thought, we should have a workshop called Character Creation, from puppet to personality, where we take you through the process of creating an original puppet character from when it's designed, thought of, to the moment when it hits the stage. So you really get the whole process of coming up with a new puppet idea. And I'm building puppets as a puppet builder. We're building some unique puppets that we'll be selling at convention, but also using in the workshop to demonstrate how we create ideas for that.
That is going to be fun. And Bob Rumba, I tell you, he's one of my favorite people in the world. I tease him a lot, but he is very, very creative. And he's always doing something new and inventive. And so if you're interested, if you've got somebody in your life who wants to be a ventriloquist or is learning ventriloquism, go to venthaven.com. That's the website. You'll learn more about Vent Haven Museum and the convention and everything that's going on there. It started a lot of careers. And, of course, young Darcy Lynn Farmer from America's Got Talent. I met Darcy at the convention a couple of years before she won America's Got Talent. Her fame on television has brought a lot of young people into the business. So I think the art of ventriloquism is going to still be around for quite a while. And that's exciting. But I'm glad to see that you're here. And folks, get out to Silver Dollar City for their Star Spangled Summer. Look for Tom and Huck Stage. Where is it located in the park?
Oh, you can't miss. They've got a bunch of different signs and stuff, but you just go in the park and keep going straight till you hit it. Can't miss it.
Just walk around and follow the laughter.
Follow the laughter, yeah. The sound of laughter. If you see a guy walking around with a puppet, you'll know it's me.
All right.
We do some of that there, too.
Well, that's going to be exciting. Landon Harvey, my ventriloquist friend out at Silver Dollar City. See him. He'll be there through July 4th. Folks, don't miss it. Thank you, Landon, for coming back in. And I promise I will be out there to see your show.
Oh, well, thanks for having me, Jim, and I look forward to it.
All right. Landon Harvey, my special guest in the Barber Shop. You're listening to BransonForYou.com.
This is the Barber Shop with Jim Barber on BransonForYou.com and 98.1 FM.